Hello, hello. Hang on, what are the maps again? Okay, right, yeah. Okay. So, I'm not using that. I'm using this. Now, what I was wanting to do this session is work on playing around mid in Black Belly, because in TC, I normally play the sort of pipes. The problem is that I'm not very useful once the fight goes into mid. Like, I rely too much on the blaster just being in one of its strong points, rather than being able to actually function outside of that. And on Sturgeon, the main thing is figuring out how to, like, defend a push. Because I know what's going to happen on Sturgeon Shipyard is, if we start getting pushed in, everyone's just going to put their face in front of the tower and die, because that's what tends to happen in tower control. But what you're supposed to do is cut them off a little bit from the front, but then, like, focus your effort from behind. So I'm going to be focusing on that for the most part. Alright. So, let's take a look around. Guess we actually need to be... So I can get there in about 9 seconds, which means I should be able to, like, if I disrupt and then start shooting, I should be able to catch people going up to mid. That's the idea anyway. Because my problem is, when I actually play this in scrims and whatnot, my opening's usually to go over here. The problem is we need people in mid to just basically clear them out and stop them from charging top mid and taking control. The easiest thing for me to do is to, like I said, get a disruptor over here and just shoot people around here. Like, I'm not safe here, but, like, I can sort of tuck myself in here a bit. Normally the range blaster does that sort of stuff, but range blaster isn't very good at the moment, so... It's not that it's bad, it's just that it's like... I need to play more aggressively, and vanilla blaster is just so much better than range blaster for that. The only issue I have with this position is, even though I can get shots on people going up to top mid from the ramps, I can't really get shots into this area very easily because it's a left side peak. So is that actually gonna hit on the other side? Yeah, I think I need to be further forward to actually hit the other side of that. Again, that's something Range Blaster could do. Right. And for Sturgeon... So the main things are, you need to be able to get people off this ledge. In this one here. So for that I need to either be top mid or I need to be on the bridge, which is unfortunately going up right now. But so from here, what can I hit? I can expose myself and hit this, but I'm not really too keen on doing that. Usual spots. I already know this map well enough, so I'm not really too concerned about Alright. Here we go. Oh shit, I haven't got squid tracks up. Hopefully it still works. Damn it. Okay, we'll have to do that after I'm done. What's up, Caps? Oh, what is this? Oh dear. Is this an American lobby? Please. Please no. I didn't ask for this. Oh shit, yeah! Japan's in Splatfest. Oh no. I have severely misjudged this situation, haven't I? Oh. Fuck. I completely forgot that was happening. Oh, damn it. Okay. Alright then. So, basically this is just target practice, I guess. Confidence booster lobbies. I completely forgot that Splatfest was happening. No! Spare me this torture. No, Ziff, it's Japanese Splatfest. They're all in fucking Splatfest right now. There are no Japanese lobbies. Oh no. Oh no. So not only is it going to take about 5 years to get a game, but when we do get games, it's going to be a clusterfuck. Alright, we have a Clash Blaster. Oh, that guy's dead. What are you doing? There is no point to doing this. I'm sorry. This is just... There's no point in playing with the purpose of avoiding 1v4s if I can actually win 1v4s. Anyway. Any particular reason for the uptick in stream consistency? So, I'm basically practicing. Like, I've been meaning to play solo for a while now, I just haven't had really a good mindset going into it. But now I think it's a lot easier for me to, like, keep my shit together. How did the recent patch affect the meta? It didn't, as such. Bubbles are a bit worse. And, like, they aren't stupid anymore. They're, well, okay, they're stupid, but they're not stupid in the sense that they are literally uncounterable. There are ways to deal with them, and because you need to, like, be more decisive with them, like, you have to actually use them, like, on top of the zone and, like, actually babysit them and shoot them and all that. What tends to happen is the bubbles usually end up being worse, rather than, like, you being able to just sort of throw them wherever you want and let them just sort of sit there. and then like, you know, you can't, you have to actually pop them pretty much straight away. So you can't just sort of fling them out in the distance and just bank on the fact that they are never going to be able to pop them. So yeah, makes the optimal usage scenarios less common, I guess. As for the other things that are sort of coming into the meta, I think with most of the things that are being sort of phased in, they could have phased in the previous patch. So Dapple Nouveau would have probably been a top weapon in the previous patch if it had been released. But it wasn't released, so they, yeah. Oh, damn. Should have probably disrupted that guy. The bomb was a little bit too close for my taste. Oh, what the fuck? He had a friend. I'm just gonna jump to the tower because I can do that. Out of here. Nope, I don't want to stand in that sniper's sight line a bit. Alright, let's get... Okay, holy shit. Objective control. He's gonna jump off, yeah, there he goes. Oh. Holy shit. So that was a classic example of me just not giving a fuck and doing something stupid. What I should have done there is back off a little bit, find my way in elsewhere. Oh, it should have been 2 directs, but... Maybe not the first one, but the second one definitely should have been one. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm not gonna make it down. Oh, what? Hello, this is Hyper there. The thing I think makes American lobbies kind of bad is that it just seems as though nobody actually has a plan. Like, they don't know what... There's no follow-through with anything that people do. It's always like, oh, we're just gonna get some kills. And then things are just magically gonna happen from there. So, like, right now, I'm taking the pipe because I know there's a stingray over here somewhere. Which I can't really do anything about because it's in their spawn. But, like, I'm taking it to, like, for a reason, right? Because we've got to push through here eventually, and it doesn't look as though there's anyone, like, immediately in front of the tower. Because the sniper's trying to spawn camp himself. Ah, damn it. I always overestimate my range right there, because I'm just used to fucking having a range blaster and being able to just shoot wherever. Oh, that's unfortunate. The sniper's watching me. Oops. Like, I think it was partly just because of our team comp. Like, if you look at that team comp, it's like, holy shit. But, yeah. Like, I was actually having trouble finding people, because I was just going to places that I was expecting people to be, and they just weren't there. It's like, the 52 gal was rolling out through fucking maze when we were pushing the tower. It's like, what are you doing? No, it's not. I don't put it to stupidity. What I put it to is inexperience. Like, people need to be able to recognize patterns in their games. But if you don't know enough about the game, because you know, it's just too difficult to actually recognize those patterns and act upon them. Like, just for reference, like, it took me a very long time in Splat 1 to recognize the connection between me going E-leader and us losing. Like, or rather us not being able to push. Back on Imperious. Like, that was... It always felt as though... And this was when I was actually, you know, active and winning. Right? Like, and I was doing well and hitting my shots and all that sort of shit. I never put it together that, oh hey, the reason we're losing to Squidbox is because they don't have a charger. And they just run at us, and once I'm out of control, I can't do anything with my E-leader. That was always what it was, is, like, I was used to playing aggressive spots with E-leader, not defensive spots, so I couldn't actually affect any kind of comeback. Somehow, guys, I get the feeling this stream isn't going to be very long. I honestly did not remember that Japan was in Splatfest, and I get the feeling this is going to just keep happening, the whole lobby timeout thing. I'll keep trying for lobbies, but, like, there really isn't much point in me streaming for American lobbies, because it's just... American lobbies are a farce, as it is, and if I get, like, one every 10 minutes, that's not a particularly entertaining stream. We'll see what happens, though. I might get lobbies, I might not. I think it's a bit too early to be getting West Coast lobbies, which is what I would normally get for, like, Splatfest or whatever. Apollo, there's plenty of meta weapons. Like, that's the thing, is people are, like... The whole thing with Western players saying, oh, the meta's just NZAPs, it's fucking stupid. It's wrong, for a start, but it's also stupid. And yes, I know I was just saying that stupidity is partly not the player's fault, because there just aren't that many resources to tell them otherwise, but like, oh hey, we got one person, nice. So like, for example, I was talking in my meta blog post, whatever, about how the NZAP is meta, it's popular because it fills certain niches that you need for a team comp. Now, I'll openly criticize the Splatoon 2 development process because they haven't thought that through very well. They've put stupid kits on all the early weapons, which is part of the reason why things like NZAP were so dominating early on, and Tri-Slosher and whatnot. Like, there's a clear lack of weapons that make any kind of sense in a meta with no invincibility specials. Among other things. So, because you can't make your weapon broken with things like damage up, quick respawn, stealth jump, etc., you have to rely on a team comp that is specially crafted toward winning games. Not every weapon fits into that. And that's sort of the meta. The actual definition of the meta. The actual definition of the meta is just what everyone uses. But in terms of things that are strong, pretty much anything that has a special that is not a splashdown or inkjet or baller, less so baller, but more so the first two, can form the basis of a team comp. If it's got a nade, even better. And then, like, you've got to have, like, paint control, all that sort of stuff. You need to have slaying, you need to have, you know. So, for example, in Japan, there is a new kind of thing of using Dapple Nouveau. And if you think about it, as a substitute for the NZAP, it makes perfect sense, right? Because the weapon paints pretty decently. Not amazingly, not anywhere near as well as an NZAP, but it makes up for that by having the slaying, right? Just really fast slaying. And, like, it can engage from a long distance with, like, a jump into double roll. Even though you shouldn't really be doing that as such. Like, you should be engaging sort of from NZAP ranges anyway. But, like, it does actually have a bit more mobility, and, like, it can jump into enemy turf without much penalty, and so on and so on. So, Dapple Nouveau makes perfect sense, because then you've got your Raincloud, as opposed to Armor, as your we're going to go and beat up the enemy team special. Like, you put Raincloud where your team wants to push, you go into that Raincloud, fight people who are still around it, because they've taken damage and they can't fight you, like, inside the Raincloud, and there you go, you've got to push together, you don't need armor. On top of that, it actually works very well against armor. I think Object Shredder Rain basically just removes armor instantly, or next to instantly. So, it's not just NZAP. Right? People are using NZAP because NZAP's a shooter, shooters are easy, NZAP's easy, armor's easy to use, you just, like, basically say 3, 2, 1, go. There's no need for preparation with armor, you just basically use it. And so on and so on and so on. So, the other, like, you can go on down the list, like, vanilla Dapples also work pretty well because of the Suction Rush. You can even run Squeezer. Like, I don't particularly like Squeezer. I think it's a bit bad. I know people are going to say, oh, but my skill cap. Squeezer is an easy fucking weapon. H3 is way harder. Don't fucking even try and say the Squeezer is a difficult weapon. The problem it has is it doesn't paint, but, like, it does have the sort of Stingray, and it's a good Stingray weapon. Like, you can use Heavy as well, if you prefer. Bubbles, you got Forge and Heavy Deco to sort of build a team around. Like, you've got all these specials that work just as well as armor, if not better. Especially map-dependently. And no, Imperious, you don't build a team around Imperious. Imperious have an Inkjet. Inkjet is not a team fight special. You need something else to go with it, and if you don't have that something else, like a Rain or a Stingray or an Armor or a Bomb Rush or something, then the Imperious become a lot weaker. As if it... There is and there isn't. So, there is more weapon variety in the sense that a lot of weapons are technically viable, but there's a lot less weapon variety in that the playstyles and the kinds of kits that were available in Splatoon 1 that were strong are much more varied than the ones now. Most of them revolved around an invincibility special, but, like, you also had things like the Slosher, for instance, which was an ink strike weapon. And the whole point of the Slosher was just to insta-kill people. Same thing was true with like the L3, not the L3, the what am I thinking of? Dynamo. Dynamo had obviously echolocator, which is arguably more broken than the what's it, but yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at. Is what Dan said. Is like there's just more. Like there are more weapons that you can use, and each of them have sort of vague differences between them. And like if you put them all together on a team, you have vastly different team flavors. But individually, weapons are a lot less varied. Like this game can. You can almost break it down into two distinct weapon classes, and that's it. And if a weapon doesn't fall into one of those two classes, it's just not good. So, for instance, the reason Hydra is a bad weapon isn't necessarily because Hydra is a bad weapon, it's because the kit is a kit that would make more sense on a blaster. Right? Like an actual frontline slaying weapon that's supposed to go in and get things done. But the splashdown and the auto bomb make no sense for the Hydra because the Hydra is supposed to be filling more of a heavy kind of role, where the heavy's got like a stingray and a sprinkler, which is perfect for its role. The Hydra just doesn't have that, and on top of that, it's arguably a weaker weapon than the heavy right now. Especially now that like partial non-max charges deal less damage, which they should have applied the same buff to the Hydra as they did to the heavy. Yeah, the lack of abilities, or rather lack of power in abilities is a problem. I agree with that completely. That's what I was saying before, is that with abilities in the previous game, you could make your weapon overpowered without needing a splash, needing a like top tier special. So like Slosher was overpowered because you would just run a ton of quick respawn stealth jump, and you would just go around fucking. You would basically bust people's Krakens, and you would also insta kill other quick respawn stealth jumps. If you run damage on a bunch of things, like Rapid Blaster, for instance, the Splat 1 Rapid Blaster is like orders of magnitude stronger than the Splat 2 Rapid Blaster. It's just that every other weapon is so much weaker now that the sort of weaker Rapid Blaster is suddenly good, same with Sloshing Machine. But like, Splat 1 Rapid, with two-shot things, like with indirects, that was what you would build your Rapid around, was like just running a ton of damage, getting two-shot indirects, and countering things like CRB, right? Like, you would keep CRBs from being able to move in and like get anything done because you would just get the tag on them and they would just have to move away. Sloshing Machine was bad in the last game, not because it was a bad weapon as such, but because it just lacked that one thing that made it super powerful. If it had more damage, enough that you could like put it up to Rapid Blaster levels, then the... Am I going to shitpost Beacon Twitch chat? Maybe, I don't know. But like, okay, so Machine in the last game, if you could bump it up to Rapid Blaster levels, or rather, if it had the same damage as Rapid Blaster or whatever, it would have been an actual good weapon, because for the same reason it was Rapid Blaster. But the damage numbers just weren't good enough for it, and even if you ran damage, it just didn't work. Things like the Pro was a horrible weapon in Splat 1. But you could kind of make it work by running a bunch of damage up and making it a two-shot. Dan, the point is that, yeah, damage up was kind of centralizing, but it had to be. By having damage up in the game, it made it so that a bunch of weapons that would have been horrible, like Rapid Blaster, became good, right? But then it introduced a second element of balance, which is that if something needs a ton of damage to be good, then it can't run things like Special Save, Special Charge, Quick Respawn, etc. Because if it does, then it loses the thing that makes it good, right? So that became a balancing mechanism, and then, like, I don't know if they didn't actually use it, but, like, part of the reason why CRB was strong is because it didn't need anything. Whereas, like, the Rapid, you needed damage. You couldn't go Quick Respawn Rapid because you needed the damage. You couldn't go Quick Respawn L3D, and that's probably why... Well, actually, you kind of could. But, like, L3D needed a bunch of other stuff aside from Quick Respawn. Get off spawn? Okay. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with you people? Okay, fuck this. How do we die? Oh my gosh. No, team. Oh my goodness. I spend fucking 15 minutes waiting for a game and that happens. No, they didn't buff Carbon, we just had two fucking morons in our team. Like, that was a literal 2v4. The two people, the NZAP, not the NZAP, the 96 and the Hero Shot, both, like, died to missiles in our spawn twice. And then the 96 just went off to their spawn when they were pushing. Like, there was absolutely no awareness whatsoever. I just waited 15 fucking minutes for that, dude. I'm not sure I'm gonna... I'll give it one more shot. Like, if I'm starting to get games, that's okay. But, like, I'm not putting up with fucking Brian from McDonald's playing 96 Deco for the first time in Ranked because he thinks that he can handle it. 96 Deco is not a good weapon. I know people have been hyped for it, but the 96 is a bad weapon in this game. The accuracy, the lack of accuracy makes it a terribly unreliable weapon. And even with the wall and splashdown, it's... what made the 96 Deco good before was that you could reposition with a Kraken. You can't do that with a splashdown. The splashdown is not the 90, does not make it the 96 Deco's Flight 1. Like, it just doesn't. People are going to use this thing in tournaments, and then they're going to realize that, oh wait, the 96 Deco doesn't actually make any kind of sense. It doesn't work in this game. It would need to have Baller in order to work, and even then I don't think it would be particularly good. The 96 Deco had an accuracy nerf from Vanilla Splatoon 1. Like, it has less accuracy than it did in Vanilla Splatoon 1. Both of the gals have had the same nerf. The 52 gal is down to about 80% accuracy, the 96 gal, sorry, is at 70%. It used to have 75 in Vanilla Splatoon 1. Like, it wasn't that you had 75% of your shots go straight, it was more like 60% went straight, but most of the ones that didn't, or many of the ones that didn't, would still sort of be on target. Whereas in this game, they've removed that. It's like you have a much more even spread throughout your RNG arc, cone, whatever. It's more of an arc than a cone, but yeah. So yeah, 96 Deco is not a good weapon. I've been telling people this for weeks now. And people are getting all, oh, the 96 Deco is going to be so good, it's going to remove the squeeze. No, the Squeezer is a good... The Squeezer is not a good weapon as such, but at least it works. The 96 Deco, like, there's no point having a weapon like 96 Deco if all that's going to happen is you're going to need to use Splashdown to, like, finish most of your kills. Because, like, that's what the splashdown's for, right? Like, it's supposed to be, oh, I got one shot on that person, and they're about to get around my wall, now I'm going to splashdown so that they die. That's not What? That is not a healthy kit. Like, if you need splashdown to get kills, it's... no. I mean, I'm sure someone will pick it up and actually get good with it a bit, but they're going to get good with it because it's a wall weapon, right? But it's going to be... Squeeze is just going to make a ton more sense, so... And like, every time I see 96 in fucking tournament, it's like, hey, wouldn't it be a good idea if we ran 96 because we need armor and we don't want to run an NZAP for some fucking reason. So let's run a 96 because it has a sprinkler and armor. And I used it in the first 2 days and I was getting a lot of kills with it. Let's do it. Oh no, we lost. Because the 96 is a horrible fucking weapon in this game. Like, having the wall is going to make it a bit more reliable in the sense that you aren't... Like, you're gonna have more time to get your shots off, but it's still a bad weapon. Is this the fucking Falcon Punch Triforce? Lost Falcon Punch? Oh, we got a game at least. Is there a weapon that can replace pre-patch NZAP? At this point, not as such, but like the 52 deco I was expecting it to, but then it was like, oh wait, it can't actually shoot straight. That's unfortunate. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh my gosh, she has no awareness. Ah! Needed to wait for my ink to return there. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh my goodness. Don't chase blasters, you idiot. Oh, I'm dead. Nice job. Paint the fucking map, team. Yeah, see, this is sort of what I was expecting a bit, except just with more paint, is that, like, what I need to be doing with my blaster in solo queue here is, like, taking the angles that are gonna, like, help my team to not... Oh my goodness. Holy shit! Well, this is a problem. Oh, people need to stop playing 96 Deco, dude. Holy shit. I can see why people really don't enjoy American solo queue. There is... Holy shit, dude. Like, I knew it was bad, but like... No, there are 0 good players in the lobbies, if. Like, there's no metric in which... There are some people who can get kills if presented with an opportunity. Relatively competent, I can sort of jive with because of the word relatively. They are more competent than the people on the other team. Yes, Cat, I know, it's horrible. Oh boy. Let's not. Oh my gosh, fuck off, Rain. Oh. People just are allergic to paint or something, I don't know. Like, do people just not like having specials or something? Oh my goodness. Oh, right, yeah, America. So I can't do that. As if that was intentional. Like, if you've got an autobomb following you, the best thing to do at the earliest opportunity is to make it explode. Oh, the cat's already left my room. So. Like, I just couldn't do it while there was a pro shooting at me. Like, I don't know, I just... So, in Japanese lobbies, is I think the clearest example of, like, people being stupid in America is that in Japanese lobbies you've got this kind of idea that everyone has everyone has a plan. Like, they have an idea of what state they want the game to be in. And not, like, just some broad state of, like, them winning, but, like, we want to take control of this part of the map. I want to be standing here and shooting in this direction. But with American lobbies, it's like there is none of that. So you can't, like, read what your team's trying to do. You can't do any of that to, like, get into a... You can't help your teammates do what they want to do because they don't know what they want to do. And no, I'm not going to Beacon, fuck. Of course not. Yeah, it's... I feel as though if I went something like NZAP, I'd probably be doing fine, but... Yeah, the big problem in that game was, like, I died literally, what, 2 or 3 times just because there was no paint. So, like, I died to the missiles because my teammates, who were just all standing in court doing nothing, like, didn't even bother to paint the map. Like, there was no sense that, oh, they are pushing, we need to get specials. There's no sense of, you know, they're doing this, you know, there's no sense of, like, they're pushing so they might come this way, so I need to, like, make sure it's painted and that they can't come through easily. There's no sense of, like, oh, I have a pro, that means I should stand here to make it so that they don't, so that I have, like, a powerful spot at my disposal. It's all just, like, we're just gonna sort of run at the enemy and see what happens. As if there are other ways of doing that, it's just that, like, NZAP is just really easy to coordinate with. Like, you just accidentally make good plays a lot of the time. And it honestly does feel as though, just as a greater sort of indictment on the Western scene, it honestly feels as though the solo queue mentality just taints everything. Like, it always feels as though Western teams just don't understand how to coordinate properly, understand how to, like, rely on their team. There's always a sense that even in competition, people just, like, do stupid things, and they get good at doing stupid things. I always get frustrated in tournaments because what we generally lose to is idiots. And I don't mean idiots in the sense that, like, actually, no, I do. I mean idiots. So, like, people will just run at us, and, like, it always takes me a couple of, like, a game or so to sort of realize, oh, this guy's an idiot, he's just going to run at us the whole time. And then, like, I try to counter it, and I usually do, but it's sort of... There's that sort of sense that... Well, Flash has Wi-Fi internet, potato internet of some kind. Like, he plays on Wi-Fi, I'm pretty sure. Like, he is very laggy, and he plays Luna, so... But, like, okay, so... Take... Just, like, basically, what I get tilted from in Western competitions is just the sense that I'm losing not because they're doing something smart, but because they're doing something really stupid, and I would have, like, stopped them from doing that, but I just sort of gave them too much respect, you know? And that always annoys me. And it's not an indictment on them, it's on me. Like, I keep giving people respect when I should be just assuming that they're going to do the most retarded thing that they can possibly do in that situation. Like, people, like, so, that one game with the carbon on Blackbelly, like, where the guy just, oh my, what? Okay. Okay, I can't do anything about that. See, like, right there. There is no way a smart person would do what he just did. Like, why would you fucking re-peek a blaster with who's already got a shot on you? Oh my goodness. Doesn't help that my aim seems to have got fucked up in the meantime. Like, what the fuck was that? I don't know. I don't suppose anyone thought of, you know, the objective. Ah, damn. Oh my gosh, how the fuck did I miss both of those? I fucking pre-fired his exact spot. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The guy is stupid enough to run at a fucking blaster. And then, like, he just lucks the fuck out and I miss. Okay, then. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I'm not talking... Okay, no, Flash is actually not bad, it's just that he plays Luna. And he has kind of awkward connections, so, like, he... Oh my goodness. my goodness. Alright, well, this is just boring, so I'm not gonna keep playing. I'm sorry, this is... I can't even, like, pretend to practice anything. There's just no... Like... I'm not even tilting, like, I'm not angry. Okay, alright. Flash, I said you play Luna, as in, like, you play Luna, which is a bad weapon, so you don't do well with it in tournament. Like... And every time I've played against you, you've, like, been particularly laggy, which, yes, like, I'm Australian, so you're gonna be laggy regardless, but, like, I can tell the difference between a normal American player and someone who's a bit more latent. Like, there is no indictment there, that's an observation. I'll do one more game, if it's, like, still this bad, I don't know. What I should be doing is just playing something other than Blaster, because if I can play ends up, I can at least paint the map and, like, make the game a bit more normal. Like, that one jet squadger who just kept rushing me down like an idiot, it's like... Holy fuck. Oh, what the fuck is this lobby now? No, I'm not particularly in an analyzing mood right now. Well, I can see why Hexen says that Kiva playing solo queue is a problem. Because, like, normally playing solo queue in Japan, it's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Everything's cool. Everything's fine and dandy. You just fucking play normally, and you just pay more attention to where people are moving. But it's like, in this, it's like, you get, what the fuck? Like, what kind, you don't, this isn't practice. This is me playing against a fucking Aerospray and a CJS. Like, under what circumstances would that engagement happen in a normal game? Ui. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. What the f- Holy shit, he just stood under me and fucking lived. I think all I've managed to do in this session is tank my ranked rating, so that now I'm going to get the jerk Japanese lobbies as well, and guarantee that I'm not going to get another rank skip until at least S plus 50, S plus 30. Oh, perfect. These are my quick respawn shoes, so... well, they're going to be. The first quick respawn sub was ordered. I don't think I want that. I guess it doesn't matter. Is Flash still here? Or did he just, like, come in and say, oh, fuck you, and then leave? Because I genuinely was not roasting him. Okay, he's fucked off. Alright. So, okay, whoever it was that fucking told Flash that I said that... whatever. Can you, like, go and, instead of spreading drama, tell him what I said? Because, like... if you're gonna be such a cunt that you spread drama like that, you can at least make up for it by, like, spreading the actual meaning of what I said. And also, next time that you consider, like, going and telling people things that have been said on stream or whatever, and, like, spreading rumors and shit, perhaps you should reconsider your life choices and how much of an awful person you are. If you didn't catch the hidden meaning in that, don't fucking spread shit. Alright, I already used one of those. I thought there was something I needed to use this thing on. Is it this? No, it's this. I actually need this, special charge. Oh, hang on, no. What? Hang on, what was that? No, I've already put that on. See, I was actually gonna get Object Shooter on these. I was considering buying them before. The only reason I didn't is because I already have them rolled. Fuck. Did the stream plans change? Well, yes, because I didn't know that Japan was in Splatfest. I'm actually not going to keep streaming because NA solo queue is too much for me. I had the whole fucking session planned out. I was gonna do, like, mid-control on Blackbelly, and I was gonna do fucking, on Sturgeon, I was gonna, like, again focus, like, winning the mid-fights and all that sort of shit. But when people, like, just spend 8 years rolling out, and then, like, they appear from this whack fucking position that serves no strategic purpose aside from, like, being a place that nobody checks because it's retarded, that's not something I'm going to learn from. Yeah, the deep sea boots are fucking horrible. Like, they aren't as bad in-game, because I think part of the problem is the lighting just makes them look stupid, but, like, yeah. I think the only shoes that I really don't don't have any plans on using are the high tops. Sorry, the high horses. Because, I mean, they're horrible. Like, look at this shit. I put snails on this thing thinking, oh yeah, I should probably level it up. Then I was like, wait, they're high horses. No. And then, like, maybe the down boots. I don't really even mind these as such. Like, they were stupid in the last game, but they're not so bad now. I think the Wellingtons are a bit shit as well. And then, yeah, like, these stupid fucking boots. Like... And, like, people get triggered by these, and it's funny to me. Because it's like... They aren't that bad. They just look weird on the icon. Like... There's nothing really wrong with these. Like, I can see why people would get annoyed at these, but... Do I not have sub-emotes? No, not at the moment. I keep fucking thinking I'm going to make them, and then I just don't make them because I don't stream. But I'm starting to stream again, so I'll probably sort that out sometime soon. I actually kind of like these, just because, like, I know some people don't like them because they're sort of, like, the shape's all weird and shit, but, like, I just like having a bit more color on the shoes, sometimes. I think in terms of shirts, there aren't that many shirts that I wouldn't use. I think the sort of, these kinds of shirts are a bit weird. Yeah, like the button-up shirts I'm not a big fan of. Oh, definitely the Aloha shirt. Like, I actually have the Zeko special saver that was in the shop like ages and ages ago. This one. This stupid thing. But I'm not leveling that. I'm not a big fan of the jersey either. This actually looks cool. The shirt and hoodie combos are okay. Like, even though it's a button-up shirt under a hoodie, it's like, well, yeah, the hoodie makes it actually cool, though. Oh yeah, and then... I think in terms of hats, the only things that I wouldn't wear are, like... maybe this stupid thing. Jungle hat. If this ever comes out without quick respawn... without, cold-blooded, I would probably use it. Yeah, the bike helmets are a bit silly. Face visor is a bit silly. Oh yeah, I made the painter's mask my fucking cold-blooded pure, just because I could. I had like 100 chunks of it, I was like, fuck this dude, I'm just putting it on. Oh yeah, samurai helmet. Fuck that dude. Alright, well, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Unless you're the person who was fucking leaking shit, in which case, fuck you. No, it's not really leaking because it's a public stream, but like, seriously, don't fucking do that. Yeah. So I'll be around. Tomorrow there won't be a Japanese Splatfest, so I will actually be able to play the game. Unfortunately, I was really looking forward to this rotation, so fuck. And yeah, see yous.